Hello there! Paradox changed everything with the recent doctrine update, but they forgot something incredible. If you do it just right, you can get your max trickleback stat, which helps to prevent casualties, to go over 100%, meaning every casualty you take actually gives you manpower. The only trouble is, it requires you to play as Switzerland. So can I take this useless, gold-trading, bank-shaped like a country, and find a way to get infinite manpower? Like the video, and subscribe to find out, or you'll be conscripted into the ever-growing Swiss army. Okay, here we are, Switzerland. As with any glorious game of Switzerland, we're going to spend a lot of time staring at this absolute mess of a focus tree. It is by far the most confusing focus tree in the game, seconded only to Turkey. It's going to take a little while to get everything together to do this little trick. For one thing, we need quite a lot of technologies, and for the other, we're actually going to need an aerodynamics and avionics facility. So we do need to have some time to set up, and we need to have at least a baseline of military support. So we're going to go down the left route and preempt Anschluss, so as to be able to annex Austria, and then we're going to sit there until we can do the trick. A lot of the start of Switzerland is just clicking through focuses, but that's fine. We'll just get some civvies together and get ready. Everything possible to maximize research speed is what we're going to need. Switzerland also has the very unique and strange situation of not actually having a professional military, but instead a whole bunch of weird like militia that are all mountaineers and a Swiss citizen militia that you can't change. I was actually originally going to do my militia only idea that I did in my previous video with Switzerland, but it just doesn't work because the militia template can't be edited. You can only add a couple things to it through focuses, so it doesn't really work with trying to go militia only. It's just a bit annoying, and I wanted to really use this trick here, so I saved Switzerland for this nonsense. To play Switzerland, you have to sort of balance the cantonal and federal council powers. It's very annoying, but alongside that, you have to have a certain amount of percentage of political support in different parties. We broadly want to get rid of democratic support, so we'll pick the bottom one here, which will shift it towards the federal council and reduce democracy a little bit. We basically get nothing as Switzerland. We can't even have a chief of army, which we desperately need, because we're also going to need some doctrines, and we can't hire advisors until we promote one of these guys to our president, and we can't do any of these focuses until we have a specific balance of political support and the correct amount of balance of power over here. How it basically works is that we need to do these focuses first because they require support on the canton side, and then shift to the non-aligned focuses over here. It's very annoying and stupid. And it's especially annoying because this entire thing works because of this focus, the Spirit of Saint Bernard, because it gives the additional field hospital trickleback stat. This is incredible, but I wanted to take this last because of the research bonus for field hospitals, but I guess I can't. We're gonna just get rid of Albert Meyer here because he has the most democratic support, and I want to gradually get rid of that. So go away. You only get 20 days to hire a new one, otherwise you get massive penalties, which is really stupid. This system is just dumb. We will just replace him with Mr. Furher here because he gives us non-aligned support, and later, as you can see here, when promoted to president, he will allow us to get an extra research slot. That's right, you need all this really specific knowledge through multiple tests to be able to do anything. If you time it right, you can get to early Moby, and though it tries to demobilize your economy because you lose all your war support, you can just go down to armed neutrality if you kind of rush it, and then that will give you the war support back. It's just like the focus tree gives you something and then takes it away. Oh, and you got to keep like improving relation with all the different countries on your border, otherwise they'll attack you. So I guess improve relations with Italy because they're all pissed. I was really planning on getting this focus because it gives 3 research bonuses for support tech, which we need very much. But unfortunately, I've just counted up all the days, and even if I rush this right now, by the time I finish this and then get the Spirit of Saint Bernard, which we need for this to work, Anschluss would have happened, so we can't do these focuses, so never mind. We'll just get the top one to get the advisor and move on. Now we can just simply elect Adolf Führer, click this button, and then instantly get a research slot. I mean, how cool is that? And then just get another non-aligned guy, and we'll gradually shift away from democracy. And with trucks completed, we'll just start working on Field Hospital 1 and basically be researching this for the next 10,000 years. This research slot is now dedicated to field hospitals. And I meant it when I said it. I'm now going to start researching Field Hospital 2 very much ahead of time. It's going to take a long time, but we need this as soon as possible. Not just constantly working towards air breakthrough progress, it'll take a little while. And we can grab the Spirit of Saint Bernard. We need this right now. Gonna waste the Field Hospital research bonus, but there's nothing I can do about that. Oh yes, France, trade your gold through us. Attaboy. Spend our military readiness to do a show of defensive force, which will mean that everyone will hate us a bit less. Now we just go straight down the rushing Angelus. Because we need to be all the way at full council control to be able to Angelus, we're going to push for centralization. It kills our stability, but it's necessary. We can now grab Berlberg's freedom, which gives us that little bit state, which should allow us, if we time it right, to prevent Anschluss and get it for ourselves, just before Germany would get it. And there we go. Austria will join Switzerland. This is, of course, very important and gives us cause, makes us nice and strong. This allows us to sort of curtail Germany's growth, but also mainly allows us to be a little bit stronger so that when we do start the fighting, we actually have a base of economy to work from. We now are, of course, trapped with a focus tree and cannot progress until we have a certain amount of political support. So we can go on Switzerland on the offensive, and this should mean we can then change up our units and divisions, but we don't really need to do that yet, so we'll delay that for a little while. Kind of just not really take much decisions. The focus tree is bad, okay? Since we have so much army XP, we're now going to grab Great War Infantry, which alongside a variety of little bonuses for our infantry, gives us the very important stat, Field Hospital, Trickleback, plus 10%. And Swiss Artillery, interesting. This is the key to getting over 100% Trickleback. And since this means we're going to be going pretty much entirely manpower, we're going to grab Grand Assault for the extra planning bonus, and a few other advantages as well, because our army is basically just going to be infantry. I think it's time we now go Switzerland on the offensive, so we can try and start building up at least some kind of military. It's going to suck because we're going to lose all of our manpower. We're currently on Swiss citizen militias, which does give 10% recruitable pop, so we're going to go down to limited. It's not great. Picking up the next field hospital research slot, 510 days. Oh boy. Convert all the boys to infantry divisions and just start training a whole lot of them. And let's keep going. The Alpine Confederation tree is so silly. The fact that I can now just steal territory from Italy and get all of this. Oh my god, that's Lombardy and Piedmont. That's so many factories. Thank you very much. Closer and closer to the helicopter. The other thing we need to make this work. Go on, Marlene Schneider. I believe in you. And we can demand the French Alps from France. Boom. And there we go. That is the limit of our territorial expansion for this stage of the game. Until we have the trickleback stat, we're going to leave it alone and just recruit and build up. I had to do this. Come on. It's so cool. We actually have a coast. We can also now just declare the Alpine Confederation, which gives us cores on all of our new states. And I don't quite understand because we actually have a focus to do this, but like, I'm just going to click the decision, boom, and now I'm the Alpine Confederation with a very silly flag. And now I'm super powerful. I just don't understand why that happens. I don't know. Oh my god, that's a lot of factories. Okay, I'll take it. There's the war kicking off. We're just going to ignore that, pretend we don't see a thing. After all, we are Switzerland. We don't get involved in conflicts. And now, though we are a fair amount ahead of time, we're going to research the last field hospital tech. Let's go. You can also do the Alpine Protectorate focus now. I don't know why I would, but it's fine. We have now unlocked the second tier of Great War Infantry, giving us that extra trickle back as soon as we finish this research and do helicopters. Oh, we can start helicopters. Let's go. Start the helicopter. Zoom, zoom. The English have invited us to the Allies. We're just going to ignore that. Finally, there's helicopter. Very nice. Very nice. Let's start producing as many of those as we possibly can. Now, if we add helicopter brigades, they give a nice series of stats. Look at that. Very nice. Extra HP and recovery rate for infantry, pretty good. But most importantly, 25% trickle back and war support protection. And if we add our field hospitals, you can see it gets now to 95%. We're just going to do that now and see what our deficits are. Surprisingly fine, just helicopters. Wow, I have had a lot of time to build up supplies. And even though I'm sure no one ever clicks this, you can also go air cavalry in the artillery and combat support doctrine, which gives some research bonuses, which is a bit lame. But it actually also gives a lot of flat bonuses for different helicopter support companies. Pretty powerful. And you could actually get more if you had helicopter medvac, but this strat doesn't work because that would replace field hospitals. So it doesn't work, but it's still cool. Damn, militarization drive plus 50% factory output for 90 days. I'm making 12.58 helicopters. Look at that. Oh my god, I'm making so many things. Just 1 year to go. One more year. I'm not sure if you can see this, but why is this counselor Louis Rubatel? He has really terrible stats. I didn't pick him. That's Hitler, right? That's Hitler in disguise. I'm not going mental, am I? Go away. Why is he hired? I didn't hire him. Gonna start doing the Liberate Italy focus. Let's get ready to go because it's almost time. This is all the soldiers that we've decided on. Okay, I accidentally clicked away from it, but that is Field Hospital 4 completed. And so by looking at your infantry divisions with Helicopter Brigade and Field Hospital, plus Tier 2 of Great War Infantry and the Spirit of St. Bernard, we now have 105% trickle back. This should mean that we make men by attacking. So let's just get ready to fight. We've got all of our troops on the border. Let's hope this works. I'm gonna go straight into the war and let's take a look. We're at 39,290 men. on. Okay, everyone should be fully equipped. Let's see. It's giving us aggressive build of Helvetica. Damn, this is actually increasing our manpower pool, our total manpower. No, stop. Wait, no, you can see it. Yes, look. Yes! Alpine Protectorate, minus 33 casualties. We have gained manpower from fighting the Italians. Yes! It works! It works! It's climbing bit by bit. It's still climbing. We are at minus 72. We've broken the game. It's fantastic. The reason why it's not climbing up by loads is because it only works if you have fully equipped divisions. And as soon as my divisions start to suffer casualties or take any damage whatsoever, because strength damage still affects their equipment loss, if they lose trucks and helicopters, they no longer get that same amount of trickleback. So I'm only getting a few casualties saved, but think how many I should have lost. I should have lost tens of thousands, but instead I've gained 40. I'm like Liechtenstein or something in World War I. I came back with a friend. Oh my god, this is incredible. Yugoslavia is now in the war. I'm now starting to push a bit too aggressively, and I've lost a bit more men than I probably should have. Should be a little bit more careful here. So in the top left, we are still seeing that in fact we have lost some manpower compared to what we have. It still says minus 113. What is going on? There goes Mussolini. We've just pushed like crazy with only a few divisions. I've taken Rome. Don't even care. There goes Italy. Defeated them all on our own. Britain was not there at all. Yes, they may have inflicted some casualties, but don't even trip. Just look, we've completely broken the casualty counter. This is fantastic. Oh, hey, look at that. We got the Italian puppet. Oh, thanks. Oh, I realized why we've lost manpower. It's not from casualties, it's from garrisons, because of course I'm garrisoning all these territories. Yep, look at that. If I go to no garrison, I instantly go all the way up to 51,000. So that's fine. It does work. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. And we appear to just be utterly dominating Germany. Our divisions aren't incredible, but because we just don't lose manpower, we have now started to get at least a little bit of casualties because I have started being a bit aggressive. So I'm going to rein it in, because if my division starts to run out of strength and still attacks, then I no longer get that trickle back. But I mean, look at that. Under 500 casualties, and it keeps dipping down as well every time I do better. I should probably have logistics company for that massive supply usage reduction so as to mitigate the loss of equipment. That would be very smart. Our actual offensive capability is obviously very low because our divisions aren't very good because we have such little manpower. I was specifically trying to have very little manpower for this. I suppose if I want to try and actually, do something, I should go up to extensive conscription. I'm getting some more casualties because attacks have been happening. 11,000. Unless you think I've just been pretending and not actually doing any combat. If you go over to the combat log, you can see I have in fact lost 153,000 manpower. Look at that. Enemy ground forces 131,000. I've definitely lost them in combat, but I have gained about 140,000, giving me a total of 11,000 casualties. This is incredible. This is such a stupid thing that you can do and should really be patched out. Like, they should just fix that. That's so silly. Obviously, we've not really made a huge impact on the war. The Soviets and the Allies have done the most. We did get a sick flag, though. And the fact that we can essentially have infinite manpower for free is just so funny. And if you really wanted to game it, you could do it really smart, like attacking for 2 ticks and then canceling it, and then attacking again and canceling it, and just using that to attrition manpower before you even lose any equipment. It's a bit cheap, but it'd be such a good way to get infinite manpower forever. Oh, I've been even more aggressive. My casualties have gone down to 9,000, and the total is at 326. Actually attacking is the best thing here. It just maximizes our opportunity to do even more damage to the enemy and just steal their men. We are literally abducting their men and putting them in our army. Of course, a big problem with this is that we are going to be getting very little casualty war score. Total war participation, I get 4 points from casualties, even though I've actually lost 380,000 Swiss men. That is so funny. The war is coming to an end. Berlin is almost taken. This is a very historical war, and even though it's in December 43, we have suffered only 7,000 casualties, even though really we lost almost 450,000. Final tally as Berlin surrenders, 9,000 listed casualties, but we actually had half 500,000. So we stole basically 500,000 Axis forces and put them in our army. And I could have done way better. Like, I could have done so much more. And there we go. This is how little I was able to take because of our diminished war score, because we had so few casualties. We did, of course, get Alpine Italy, who is our lovely puppet, and that helps a lot, I think. This was just one big giant test to see if I could make this work, and it does indeed work. If you want to do this yourself, play Switzerland, get helicopters, get field hospitals to their max tech, and go Great War Infantry, rank 2, and you got it. This is so funny, just very silly. Thank you very much for watching. Do be sure to leave a like and a comment down below, suggesting any other videos you'd love to see on the channel. And thank you to all the YouTube members and patrons who so wonderfully support this channel and whose names you will see shortly. Bye-bye.